Great oak trees here at historic Hyde Hall. North end of Otsego, Glimmerglass Lake in Cooperstown, New York. Town of Springfield. Here is the south end of Hyde Hall. Hello folks, here we go. This is the original end of the house. It was built in 1815, I believe, or 1817. This is where George Clark built for his family to originally live. Of course, when he built it, he always planned on adding on and extending and expanding. And so, this part here was the original part. George Clark did business here. There's a neat feature here. Living quarters are in here. Well, when people come to do business with him, they'd come across from Route 31 out that way, across where Tin Top used to be, way out there, come across the Hubbard Bridge, and then up, and then across, and then they'd stop, come up here, and then if they had business to do, they'd transact with George Clark. They'd have to come to this window here. There's a window there, and there's a door behind it, below it, and then they'd come up here, up these steps. Shutters are locked from the inside. And they'd knock, knock, knock. He would open the door, and they'd come in, do the business, back out the door. Thank you, Mr. Clark. Got you later. Back down these steps. Onward they went, never disturbing the residents in the other part of the house. So this is the Great Hall here. They had it on in the early 1830s. Wagons, carriages would come up front here, pull up in straight in from over that way across the bridge. They come up here. These bollards are here. There's one on that corner, and there's one here, and there's one here. They would come up so the wagon wheels, instead of hitting these priceless bluestone steps, they would clap into these. And they're slanted that way so it would not whack the hub off. If you notice, they slant to the right. So when the wheel would come in, it would hit the wheel and it would push them out to the left a little bit to keep away from the step, but it wouldn't break their hub off at the same time on the wagons. Wagons and carriages did have hubs that were greased, just like cars have hubs in today's world. There's the great front door. Great halls in there. A lot of paintings, artwork, a lot of material that's from the period, and actually from this house, especially the artwork. Back here's the part I'm interested in. This is the servants' quarters here. Servants would live in here, be here. They had their kitchen and everything in the back here. There's a kitchen right inside here, right diagonally across in there. And then you see the dividing hallway between the servants' headquarters and the residents of the house. Up there, that round cylinder-looking part, parapet there, is the actual circular staircase in the home. Here's the Bilko doors leading down to the basement. So we're going to circle around the servants' quarters here. Now, the way we're walking now is north. And this is the end of the hall for the servants' quarters that would be on the north end. One small window that's been stoned over, but notice no windows on this end of the servants' house or the main house. North winds would have blown through here. Coming from north, it would have been cold, frigid temperatures in the wintertime. Most time the Clarks were not here during the winter. They left their servants to take care of business, tend to things, and they didn't want any extra cold coming in because it just made it that much more harder to heat. So we have the back side here, which we got piles of bricks underneath those tarps, and some over down there that are redone to make the chimney and the stove in the kitchen, which is back in the back side here, right inside that, behind those bricks. So they have an entrance here that they would go in and they'd be able to do their business for the residents. Going down that hallway, inside there's a stove, there's wood boxes, places to put the food that would be out into the dining room and the living area. But they put it in from behind, close the door, then there'd be a front door where they could actually, the maids and the butlers and the attendants would get the food out of and then give to the people. So the servants weren't actually seen putting it in the back, dispersing it to them. Up and back here, they've done a lot of clearing out, getting rid of a lot of trees, making it more the way it was back in the early 19th century. I'm going to head on over to Tin Top now, not the original site, but the original Tin Top. I'm going to show you that at historic Hyde Hall in Springfield, New York.